Whenever you buy samosas, you always go for beef or potato samosas, not knowing that there are other types of samosas. Today, I'm going to be showing you a very easy and simple onion samosa, which is going to be budget-friendly, very flavorful, made with very basic ingredients, and it's going to be a perfect snack for you to try out. And I'm going to be doing that right now. As you can see, the onions are perfectly cooked, well seasoned. I have to enjoy with some ketchup because that is me. That's a mouthful, and everything is just amazing. Prepping up the fresh ingredients ahead is very crucial in this recipe because once you're done making your pastry, you're going to get straight into filling your samosa pocket. So I've already done that. This is a kg of onions. We have 2 large carrots, green onions, and a couple of other ingredients which you're going to find listed in the description box down below. So I'm going to keep my fresh ingredients aside, and I'll start off by making my samosa pocket. So in my bowl, I have 4 cups of flour. We have a teaspoon of salt and 2 cups of cold water. You're going to add in your salt into the bowl. Mix up. Gradually add in your cold water. You're going to use the palm of your hands and knead the dough so that the dry and wet ingredients can get fully combined. And then you're going to knead for around 2 to 3 minutes. If you notice that your dough is on the sticky side, you're going to add in more flour, which makes 4 cups plus more for the recipe. When it comes to samosa dough, it shouldn't be soft, so you're going to sprinkle in some flour as you need. This is after around 1 minute, and as you can see, the dry ingredients are fully combined with the wet, and we have a shaggy dough. Now it's just a matter of kneading. So I'm going to transfer on my countertop and knead for around 2 to 3 minutes. And after a minute, this is how your dough is going to be looking. As you can see, it's not sticky at all. So now you're going to rest for around 10 minutes. So I'm going to place back into the bowl and cover with a kitchen towel. Clear my space a little bit so that we can go to the next step, which is going to be making the pockets. Once done, it's time to divide your dough. So I'm going to cut the dough in half. Place 1/2 aside. Then I'm going to be cutting up the rest into the same sized portions. Is it portions? So I'm going to roll into a log just like this, and carefully I'm going to cut the dough. Roll the dough once more into a ball, making sure you have a smooth top. If you notice a little bit of sticking, just sprinkle some flour on your fingertips and roll. Make sure they're the same size so that once you're rolling out, you can have the same sized pieces of dough. Once I'm done cutting up the dough, I have 14 pieces. So next it's time to roll out the dough. So you're going to sprinkle some flour on your countertop. Then using a rolling pin, you're going to roll out the dough just like this. Aside, pick another piece of dough. Use the palm of my hand to smash down. Add some flour to my countertop. And as you're rolling out, make sure they're the same size. I'm going to be showing you why in a minute. As you can see, the dough is not sticky at all. So you're going to have a smooth time while making your samosa pastry. Once you're done, you'll need some cooking oil and a kitchen brush, or you can use your fingertips. I'm going to spread a little bit of oil on the dough, just like this, making sure to spread on the edges also. And once done, I'm going to pick another piece of dough, place on top, and spread some more cooking oil. Super easy. Try to align the edges. Pick another piece of dough, and then you're going to repeat until you're done stacking your pieces of dough. Once done, you're going to use the palm of your hands just like this and push the dough, stretching it out. Going to spread some flour on my countertop. Flip my dough to make sure all the dough are aligned. At this point, you're going to place a chapati pan over medium-low flame as you roll out your dough. By stacking the dough, you're going to get very thin pieces of dough, and you're going to get the thinnest samosa pastry. Once you're done, you're going to need a lid or anything that is round. I'm going to be using this. So I'm going to place on top. I'm going to use my lid, not this. Place on top and cut. I'm going to press down on my dough to make sure I cut out the dough. Then I'm going to remove the excess. Carefully lift up my dough and transfer on my hot pan. It's going to take around 20 seconds to 30 seconds for the dough to cook on one side. So while the dough is cooking, I'm going to be rolling out some more pieces of dough, and it's going to be a very fast process. So you can reduce the flames to low so that the pace can be a little bit slower. Check on my dough. Slowly move the dough around. Once done, I'm going to repeat the same process by stacking the pieces of dough. I'm going to check on my dough, flip, and let the other side cook. Spread a little bit of oil on the dough, pick one more, place on top, and repeat with the rest. You have to be very careful because the dough is full of steam. So you're going to use a spatula, lift up one end, and it's going to be very easy because the dough is well cooked. Peel, place on a kitchen towel, flip, and let the other side cook. Just like that. Super easy. And it's going to save a lot of time. Flip once more, transfer to your towel or to the rest, just like That's easy peasy. Look for a point where you can separate the thin pieces of dough, just like this, and be very careful. The steam is hot. That's why I'm using a spatula to lift up the dough. Peel. Woo, hot. Super hot. Cover so that the dough doesn't dry out. Back to oiling the dough. So it's very important to spread cooking oil in between the dough because it's going to make it very easy for you to separate the dough while cooking. Reduce the flames to low if you're using medium heat to cook your dough so that the pan doesn't get too hot. Once I'm done, very quickly, I'm going to align the edges just like this. And using the palm of my hands, I'm going to push the dough. Flip my dough, spread some flour so that the dough doesn't stick. We have a little one here which is not fully aligned with the rest, so I'm going to stretch the dough once more, just like that. Super easy. Use my rolling pin and roll out the dough. It's really important for you to flour your working surface so that the dough doesn't stick on your countertop. So I'm going to push the dough just like this. And once done, I'm going to pick my lid, place on top, apply pressure so that the lid can cut through the dough. Then I'm going to remove the excess. The best part about the recipe is that you can reuse the leftover pieces of dough. So that is what I'm going to be doing in a minute. And as you can see, I'm placing the side that is cooked on top of the other side that is not cooked so that the dough doesn't stick together. My last piece of dough, so I'm going to cover and clear my space for the next step. Now it's time for the filling. So into a bowl, you're going to add in your onions. That is a lot of onions, and let me tell you, there was a lot of crying while I was chopping the onions. So next you're going to add in your carrots, the green parts of the green onions, and you'll need half a teaspoon of paprika, cumin, and garlic powder. I'm going to add in a touch of spiciness because why not? So that is a quarter teaspoon of cayenne. Lastly, you're going to add in some salt. Mix up and just look at all those wonderful colors. Make sure it's perfectly seasoned, and this is how it's going to be looking. So gorgeous. So I'm going to place aside. Pick my samosa wraps, and now it's time to cut the wraps into the desired shape. You can go for strips or you can go for triangles. I'm going to be cutting into triangles. So I'm going to fold the top one, which is going to help me cut a straight line just like this. Cut all the way down. Flip the top one, cut through, just like that. Then you're going to fold into quarters and cut. This is a lot of wraps. Just look at that. With only 4 cups of all-purpose flour, we have so many wraps. Wow. Now, very quickly, we are going to go to the next step, which is going to be making a paste. And I'm going to pick a bowl, add in a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, add in 2 tablespoons of water, mix until you have a paste. Now that the filling is ready, you're going to pick your wrap, fold it in half just like this. Add some paste, then you're going to add in your filling. Add some paste on top and seal your samosa just like this. Place aside. You're going to pick your wrap, fold it in half just like this. Spread your paste. You can use your fingertip or your spoon. Pick the other side and seal. Then you're going to add in your filling. Don't add all the way up because you're going to leave some space for sealing. Spread some more paste on the top part, then you're going to seal. Remember, all corners should be fully sealed so that the cooking oil doesn't seep while frying. At this point, you're going to place a frying pan over medium-high flame with cooking oil. I'm already done wrapping up my samosa pastry, as you can see, and we have around 30 pieces of samosa. I have some remaining pastry that I've wrapped up with a wet kitchen towel so that they don't dry off. So if you're going to be storing in your fridge, you're going to place in a container together with the wet serviette, and then you can use whenever you are ready to make some more samosas. Check if the cooking oil is hot by inserting a skewer or a toothpick. Once you notice small bubbling, the oil is ready to fry your samosas. If you notice roughly bubbling bubbles, the oil is too hot, so you're going to reduce the flames a little bit. I'm going to be frying my samosas in batches, so carefully I'm going to place into the cooking oil by dropping on the side of the pan so that the samosa can slip into the cooking oil without splashing oil on me. Fry your samosa for around 1 minute on each side or until the color is perfect. After you place in your samosas into the cooking oil, be very careful because the salt we added into the veggies or into the onions has drained water from the onions. Hence, we have a little bit of water in the filling. So it's going to splash oil as the samosas are frying. They look absolutely gorgeous, and I'm going to use my skimmer. Fry all sides until golden brown on all sides. Look how gorgeous the samosas look. So now transfer to the rest and add in another round of your samosa. As you're frying your samosas, your onions and carrots are going to cook in a matter of minutes. So in around 2 minutes, the onions will soften up and the carrots also will soften up. So each bite is going to have some tender veggies once you bite into. I'm going to check on my samosas, which are perfectly browning. You have to be very careful because oil is splashing. And this is how my samosas are looking. Gorgeous. Once you bite into your samosas, let me tell you, you have a kick of spiciness. The onions are tender, carrots tender also, well seasoned. Add in your favorite sauce. Mine is ketchup. Oh, yum. You must be salivating while watching me enjoy my samosa because it's so good. So grab the ingredients and try out the recipe.